not everyone will stick around and watch this entire video, and that's totally fine. I don't expect everyone to. This is coming from the perspective of someone who has used social media to grow his business, and also the pressure and the expectation and the stress and the anxiety and the depression that it can bring. And I want to share my experience from a mental health perspective of what I've seen it not just do to me, but also to other people. So back in late 2020, 2021, a lot of my social media started to really hit and go viral with a lot of people. Some of my videos were getting millions and millions of views. My social media presence on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook really exploded. And as a result of that, I was getting a lot of people reaching out to me. And I felt this constant need, this constant pressure to continue posting more content, fresh content, what's new, what's different, what's going to help the most people out. And what came with that was a lot of disappointment, a lot of criticism. What came from that is a lot of stress and anxiety, and I just spiraled down to this really deep, dark place. Because a lot of that criticism and hate that I was getting, it was coming from, well, number one, people I was trying to help, and it really, really hurt that I wasn't able to help the people that I set out to help. It was also coming from some of my colleagues and people in similar professions and industries. A lot of the hate and criticism was coming from therapists, other coaches, even other hypnotists, some of which whom I greatly respected or admired. And a lot of it, I understand now, was just a lot of projection. But I was constantly trying to figure out, like, how can I post more? How can I really please all of these people that I'm seemingly not pleasing? How can I clap back at these people? How can I be nice to them? And it really started to take a mental and emotional toll on me. And I'm like, well, maybe if I'm more authentic, that will be better. And so then I really started to share things that I was going through, and thinking that would be better. And I still got a lot of criticism and feedback from people. And then I realized, I'm like, you know what? There's no way I can possibly please everyone. I can't help everyone. So why am I trying? So I slowed down on posting, and I'm like, what would happen if I didn't feel pressure to perform or produce anymore? And I did it from a place of choosing to, or a place of feeling like I really get to do this. And then I started coming from that place, and you know what happened? I actually lost a lot of followers. But the people that stuck with me and the followers that I gained were people that I really resonated with them, and they really resonated with me. Like, it was almost like a deep soul connection. And that's when I realized, I'm like, those are the people that they're like me, or like I was, and they look up to me in a sense. And the people that criticized me or clapped back at me, or I'm like, those are never going to be my people. So why am I trying to please and appease those people? So I realized there was this like point where I'm just like, who the fuck cares? I'm like, 99.999% of the people aren't going to know if I'm not posting things. They're not going to realize that, like, I'm not posting this type of content anymore. And if they realize that and they don't like it, they're going to go someplace else to get that content. And I'm like, that's fine. I'm like, I'm not going to participate in the trends of like rage bait and hate and criticizing. Like, I'm just not going to do that. And believe me, there are people I could criticize, but I'm just not going to do that right now. I say right now because anyway, you never know what's going to happen. But I just realized, like, there's no way that we can please or appease everyone and make them happy. And the people that like come at us, it's usually from a place of projection of their own insecurities. In fact, just about every single person that criticized me they didn't have a following. And I'm not saying that like having a following makes you important. It does not, because you never know what's going to bring you a following. Even people that have been more consistent than I am and that I've been still don't have a following. And especially with social media, there's no guarantee and there's no promise. But here's what I see out there. I see a lot of influencers, a lot of content creators who do rely on social media, and they do rely on a following. They do rely on producing content, and they're doing so from a place of have to. See, there are these three mentalities: have to, choose to, get to. And the more we're operating from a place of have to, the more resistance there is, the more pressure there is, the more sense of obligation there is, and the more stress and anxiety that comes from that. Because have to is a sense of desperation, like I have to do this in order to get this. And that's where I was posting from for a long time, a sense of like I have to post in order to please people. I have to post in order to help people. And I realized like I can't help everyone. And it's just impossible to do. So I stopped trying. And when I stopped trying, that's where I moved to the choose to level. They're like, okay, I'm going to choose the content that I want to film. And a lot of people start to notice when I shifted the way that I was doing content. A lot of people noticed. And people that were following me, they're like, is everything okay? Like your content isn't the same. It's not all like helpful farts and butterflies. And I'm like, yeah, that's because like I went through shit. And I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat stuff anymore. And I'm like, it's not that I hadn't gone through shit before. I had. It's just I changed the style of how I work with people and changed a lot of my philosophies and practices. And all the ones I was using, they still work very, very well. So if you want to go and see what I used to post, you can go ahead and see all the stuff I used to post. And it's still very helpful. I just went through some adjustments and some shifts as everybody does, or everybody should, I think. So a lot of influencers and content creators, they're posting from a place of have to, a place of must, of should, of obligation. And that's where stress and anxiety lives. You show me a person who is stressed and depressed, or who is really, really anxious, and I can almost guarantee that they're constantly living from a place of have to, where it's like this constant struggle. Then we have choose to. And choose to is operated by a series of choices. And it's more of a freeing place to be. When you operate from a place of choice, it can be very empowering and it can be very inspiring. And then there's the get to level. And the get to mentality is one where you have freedom, you have presence, you have so much more clarity, you have appreciation and gratitude. And when you're in choose to, you're in flow. And the great thing is when you're in get to, you're in flow and appreciation. And that's where you're doing things because you really, truly feel like you get to. This video, this is what I love talking about. Like even though it's kind of like a little bit of a darker topic, I light up when I talk about this because it's stuff I can speak about. It's something I'm super confident in. And that's why I help so many people who are like me, who are going through a lot of shit in their life, or people who were like me and felt like they had to please everybody out there. And it's just not a feasible thing to do. And it's about changing the belief systems so people can navigate through those mentalities, through those phases of have to, then go to choose to, and then go to get to. So here's my message for you. Whether you're a content creator, an influencer, you depend on social media, or you depend on other people's viewpoints or opinions to keep you alive, thriving, and well, or your bank account full, whether you do or whether you don't, just keep in mind, there's no way that you can be there for everyone all the time, all at once, and keep and make everybody happy. There are also some people out there that just don't want to be happy. And there are some people out there that don't want you to be successful. And there are some people that just project. And I guess I'm going with like the three mindsets today. I don't know. So we covered the 3 perspectives of have to, choose to, get to. And there are these other 3 perspectives therapeutically of I'm okay, you're okay, which is the healthiest mentality that you can have. I'm okay, you're okay, or I'll be okay, you'll be okay. Then there's another mentality, I'm okay and you're not okay, or I'll always be okay, but you'll never be okay. And again, that is also, or I should say, that is a very unhealthy mentality to have, because then that's where we get into more projection. And that's where we get into also self-adulation and borderline narcissism. I'll be okay, I'll always be okay, but you'll never be okay, right? That's not a good place to come from. And then there's the other one, which is you're okay and I'm not okay, or you're always going to be okay and I'm never going to be okay. And these 3 perspectives, the most healthy one to have mentally is I'm okay, you're okay, I'll be okay, you'll be okay. And I know that when you start working out of the have to phase of life and you start making more choices which will help you feel more empowering, more in flow, no matter what happens, it doesn't matter if challenges come your way, it doesn't matter what shit hits the fan, you will be okay. You will be okay as long as you allow yourself to be. There are times where it feels like we don't got this. And you know what? There's been times like that before. I can almost guarantee that you've worked through those times. That time where I was being criticized by some of my mentors, by some people I respected, and some people I admired, and some people I looked up to, and they just criticized me, knocked me down because I was talking about what I was doing to help other people. That was a really difficult time for me. But you know what? I worked through it. And if I can work through something like that, and if I can work through a lot of the challenges that I've worked through, I know you can work through whatever challenges you have as well. Let's all grow, and let's grow together as much as we can, as long as you want to. That's my message. For those of you who stuck around to the end of the video, thank you so much. Make sure you rate, comment, subscribe if you want. If not, that's totally fine too. You do what you want to do. As always, be well, do good, be true to who you are, and happy healing. Bye for now.